Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, I've got an album reaction coming your way, man, and it's featuring the music of Danish rock band King Diamond. And they've got a concept album for us entitled Them, released in 1988. So, man, before I pop this off, I want to first give a shout out to Marco, aka a National Acrobat. Thanks very much for the recommendation, man. I appreciate it. And thank you also because Marco was the one who had recommended Abigail previous to this. So Them is the successor to that. And I've been really digging the idea of the concept album. And of course, King Diamond was one of those bands that really introduced me to the concept album. So now I'm on that fan train, if you will. So let's do this, man. Let's hit up the sequel to Abigail. Oh, actually, before I get going, let me read Marco's note. Marco says, Hi STB, I would next like to recommend Abigail's successor, Them, released in '88. However, you should know that the story continues on the following album, Conspiracy, and I might have to recommend it later as well. Right on. And then he says in a note, quotation note, he says, a short story related bonus track called Phone Call follows after this album. Might be a nice addition. Okay, we'll do that too, man. So that is it. Thank you very much, Marco. Without further ado, man, let's hit this shit up. Concept album featuring King Diamond. King Diamond, Them. Let's get it. The old haunted house looking like Amityville. Cheers. Everybody should do a concept album. Got the creep factor rolling in early.
The old bitch is back. Yeah, finally we'll get some company again. The attic room has been locked up for far too long. Just like the old bitch herself. She's a time though. Why that silly wheelchair?
Are these the ghouls and the ghosts?
As always. But she does make a good cup of tea.
Oh my God, she's here. Missy, listen to what Mother says. Now you be good to Grandma. And remember, she's been away on a long vacation. That goes for you too, King. And stop playing that thing. Will you answer the door?
could make a movie out of this too.
How strange. She's spoken no word. No word. I wonder, Grandma. Are you
Grandma's wondering about how long she's gonna live in this crazy old house. That was a good tune, man. 2 guitar solos. Whose perspective is this? Is this Missy? It's one of the kids. So it's the boy. I love the guitar-driven album. We've got two lead guitars overlapping each other. Gonna be a part of some weird blood ritual. You can just visualize what's going on. It's all dream, brother.
Hearing the
How much blood did they take from his mom? That's what I'm wondering. She's gonna notice. Mother's getting weaker. This guy's voice. They got this young man hooked or brainwashed. Missy's gonna be screaming even louder. Damn. I really dig the overlapping guitar solos back to back. Plus the two dueling vocals. You ever seen the movie The Others? Got me thinking about that movie. So they're gonna push her down the stairs, out the door, probably over a cliff. I wonder how old Missy is. Gotta be preteen if her grandma is still strong enough to manhandle her. Wow. A broken spell. He's trying to fight it. It's a nice shift. So the boy must be older than Missy. He's got to be in his teens. Oh man. Lad's got a predicament. By now his mom is dead. Is it two singers or is it one singer? One singer kind of like overlapping his vocals. Wouldn't it be cool to have video to this story? Even if it's in picture form, like a slide.
And they were waiting for me, waiting inside.
What happened to the mom? Did I miss it? Did she already die? So he got away, maybe. Tea spiked with blood. Gotta return and burn that damn house down.
Could have been
put him in a straitjacket and drug him up, restrain him. His mom is still alive. Wow. So he bit into his grandma's neck, probably severed her jugular. That's how she died. I thought he was just going to use his cane and her cane and strangle her with it, or maybe bash her skull in with it.
Oh, Grandma! I knew it was you at the door. I saw you from the window. Now come inside, my dear. It's good to see you again. Despite what you did to my throat, they are waiting upstairs. Come. Missy's there too. She's sitting on Grandpa's lap. I bet you're dying for a cup of tea.
Yes, he's a ghost now. Oh yeah, and this is the bonus track. Phone call.
Hello, King.
Who's this?
It's your grandmother.
You're dead.
In a way, yes. Now listen. Are you still there?
I'm still here, Grand. Yes.
Come to the old house tonight. There's quite a few people here who would love to see you.
It's starting all over again.
Okay, so coming home, it was just his imagination, or he was dreaming perhaps. Because his grandma is dead. Yeah, okay. Hence, Missy sitting on her lap. Okay, got it. Man. What a story. And again, I go into my little subject matters and rants I sometimes accuse, let's say, Hollywood of not having an original creative thought, so, take your cue from this story, It's very similar in a way to The Others. You remember that movie with Nicole Kidman? Quite a twist. I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but watch that movie and you can draw some parallels to this story. Really interesting. But yeah, man, hey, Hollywood, somebody in Hollywood has had to, at some point in time, listen to this damn album and had that thought, yo, hey, man, let's make a movie series out of this, that'd be really interesting. Even if it's like for a TV special series. You remember those week-long TV specials? It was Richard Chamberlain. He used to do the Thorn Birds and Shogun and stuff like that. Start something like that, man. Jeez, or create a great movie series. You got the Monsterverse, you got the Snyderverse, you got all of these different sorts of things. Start something interesting like that, There you go. It's not an original thought, but at least it's something fresh and it's new. And people will definitely take to it, man. All of this regurgitated shit, damn. And Hollywood has stopped making Westerns. Gotta get back on that shit, man. Things that will engage the audience and capture the imagination, young and old, Alright, hey, this was great. A concept album. A story being told in song. I dig it, man. I dig it all together. Of course, a little on the dark side, a little on the evil side, but hey, whatever, It's a premise, it's a platform meant for entertainment purposes only, So I can take it with a grain of salt, but very, very entertaining. Great musicianship, man. Having those two guitars doing that overlapping guitar solo. Got to find out if it's just one person doing the singing with overlapping vocals, or if it's actually two people trading off. I was really trying to listen hard, and I couldn't get to the bottom of that. But overall, really, really excellent. A really good listen, man. Can you imagine having a bunch of friends over and saying, hey, man, what are we going to do tonight? It's, I don't know, it might be raining outside. It's a Friday night, can't go out, can't do shit. Hey, let's sit, let's chill, let's listen to a concept album. Hey, man, why not, right? That's what a lot of people did back in the day to Dark Side of the Moon, I'm sure. Or no, well, that's not a concept album. The theme with, oh my gosh, what's their band member that went crazy? Wish You Were Here. Syd Barrett. You know what I mean? So it's got a theme to it, and I'm sure that so many people, especially a lot of you old cats, you probably sat around chilling out, smoking and drinking, listening to that album together. Weren't those the great, great days back in the day? Of course, I wasn't around, but still, hey, I'm sure that you guys can remember that shit, and you can say to yourself, hey, man, those were good times, It would be great if we had something like that, and everybody, all of the great bands out there producing concept albums, you get together, you have a great concept album listening party. That would be the shit, let me tell you, man. Good times. I remember when Game of Thrones was the rave, before it went bad, the last 2 seasons when it was still good. A lot of my friends would have their Game of Thrones party, Game of Thrones is on, everybody got together, I think it was on a Sunday night, had like 15, 20 people chilling, drinking, smoking, watching Game of Thrones together. Same thing that applies, I'm sure, where it comes to back in the day when, like for example, the Pink Floyd albums would come out, people would get together and listen to that sort of thing. We could do that shit again if everybody decided to crank out concept albums. I'm just saying. Any of you musician types listening to this, remember what I said. You got the original thought from me. Well, maybe not the original thought, but it's coming from me and all the same. I would definitely listen. So, alright y'all, let's break this video up so that, it might not all get rejected by YouTube. So let's call this the end of the video. I might have to split it into 2 parts. We'll see how that goes. I'll try it this way first, but let's call this Point Break for the review anyway. And in post editing, I'll see what I might have to do. If I can get it all up at once, that'd be cool. If not, I'll have to split it. Anyways, that's for me to know. So I'll see you guys in the review. Peace. Okay, everybody, here we are, man. We are gonna hit up the review of King Diamond's Them. Really, really good album, man. Great musicianship. Just love the guitar-led heavy sound, you know, and those overlapping guitars, perfect, fantastic. That definitely caught my attention and held me. I didn't have to ask or think about, hey, you know, how much guitaring will be in this. It was just all over the place, you know, so that was really, really excellent. You know, those two guitars just trading off, doing so many solos. There's like 2 or 3 guitar solos per song, you know. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, man, a story being told through song, through an album, concept album. I dig it, man. I don't know why there aren't a lot more, you know, because there's some great bands out there, great musicians out there. Why hasn't it occurred to them, you know? Anyway, hey, maybe there will be like a creative boom where it comes to concept albums. You never know. All right, man. So let's do a little background on the album, but first let's take a quick look at the band. King Diamond. King Diamond is a Danish heavy metal band formed in '85 by vocalist King Diamond, guitarist Andy LaRocque, and Michael Denner, bassist Tim Hansen, and drummer Mikkey Dee. Diamond, Denner, and Hansen had recently departed the group Merciful Fate and decided to form a new band under the King Diamond moniker, as it was already known from the Merciful Fate days. Since the band's inception, there have been over 15 musicians in and out of King Diamond, with the only 2 mainstays being Diamond and LaRocque. Their current lineup consists of Diamond, LaRocque, guitarist Mike Weed, drummer Matt Thompson, and bassist Pontus Egbert. King Diamond has released a total of 12 studio albums. Most of them are concept albums, 2 live albums, 2 extended plays, 5 compilations, and 5 singles. Their first album, Fatal Portrait, was released in '86, followed a year later by the band's first concept album, Abigail, in '87. 3 more albums were released before the band was put on hold in the early '90s when King Diamond reunited with his former outfit, Merciful Fate. Diamond reformed the band in '94 and would balance their recording and touring with both Merciful Fate and his eponymous band throughout the 1990s. King Diamond has remained active since then, despite having not released a studio album since 2007's Give Me Your Soul, Please. Interesting. Remaining active meaning that they were just basically just touring in their part of the world, in Europe only, or, you know, how did they remain active? Just basically doing studio stuff? It'd be very interesting to know. So, Them. Them is the 3rd studio album by Danish heavy metal band King Diamond, released in '88 via Roadrunner Records. It's the first album to feature guitarist Pete Black and bassist Hal Patino. Them is the first of 2 fictional concept albums about King and his mentally ill grandmother, the second of these being Conspiracy. King falls into a harrowing descent into madness via his grandmother and the voices in the House of Amon, known to the listener only as Them. Plot summary. As the album opens, a young King and his mother and sister are welcoming King's grandmother home from a mental asylum. That night, King investigates strange voices and discovers his grandmother having a tea party seemingly alone, though with the teapots and kettles floating in the air. King is invited into the room to sit in his grandmother's chair. King is sent back to bed, but only after staring into his grandmother's eyes, whereupon she instructed him to forget what he saw. On another occasion, Grandma awakens King and tells him that she will teach him about the House of Amon over a cup of tea. Amon being the teapot their item of power and importance that seem to require a blood sacrifice. Through the blood, they communicate or take control of those who drink it. Grandma cuts King's sleeping mother's hand and adds her blood to the teapot. After drinking the tea, the voices haunting the house, them, begin to affect King with a drug-like effect. King's sister, Missy, tries to convince King that they should do something to help their mother, who is unconscious and weak due to their control and possible blood loss, but his judgment is clouded due to his altered state. Yeah, I'm guessing that King is in his teens, maybe early teens, and his sister is pre-teens. I'm guessing 10 or 11. He refuses to call for help and cuts the phone line. At tea, Missy interrupts and furiously expresses concern about her mother's state. Missy, being deemed a problem, is attacked by Grandma, and in spiteful retaliation, Missy breaks Amon the teapot. They, in furious response to the breaking of their beloved teapot, Amon chop Missy into bits with an axe and throw the remains into the fireplace in the kitchen. Their focus no longer on King, he snapped out of his spell and he stumbles outside and pieces together the events that transpired. After fainting and regaining consciousness, he decides to attack his grandmother. He notices that their power is weakened outside the house, so he lures his grandmother outside and kills her. The voices of Amon continue to haunt the boy as he is questioned by police and incarcerated in an asylum. Years later, he is released and returns home to find his grandmother and the voices of Amon are still very much alive. Man, I'll tell you, what a great plot for a movie, a series of movies, starting with Abigail. In other media, the song Welcome Home and lyrics from the song Invisible Guests were featured in the film Clerks 2. Welcome Home was also featured in the 2009 video game Brutal Legend. Okay, man. And here is an album review by MetalArchives.com. Released just a year after the monumental Abigail, King Diamond's third full-length, Them, went even further to stake his claim as a distinct entity. Guitarist Michael Denner and bassist Timmy Hansen were phased out of the band in favor of Pete Black and Hal Patino, effectively severing all ties to Merciful Fate. Another full album story was crafted to ensure that its predecessor's grandiosity wasn't going to be a one-time affair. Thankfully, the results were successful, and Them is still the King's highest charting effort to date. Despite the first to what would come to be multiple lineup changes, the musicianship on Them is as stellar as ever. Absolutely. King Diamond's signature vocals may be the biggest attention grabber, but the instruments play equally important roles. Absolutely, man. Those guitars, the two guitarists just doing their thing, fantastic. Mikkey Dee's galloping drums remain the stuff of legend, most notably on Welcome Home, and Andy LaRocque's manic leads and Plenty of Spice to the Invisible Guests, among others. Add Plenty of Spice to the Invisible Guests, among others. The songwriting also seems more contained than its predecessors, offering the same twists and turns as before, but within a steady 4 to 5 minute range. Yeah, we didn't get kind of lost in it, and it wasn't endless. The album's plot is another haunted house ghost story like Abigail before it, but it carves out its own narrative and tone. While Abigail's story derailed a young couple dealing with the terror of an unfamiliar ancestral estate, Them has a subverted approach. The protagonist, also named King, is facing sinister forces awakened in a place of comfort by the return of a long-lost relative. The fact that he and his sister are children and their mother is incapacitated the entire time only emphasizes the vulnerability. It's not high literature, and I'm obviously reading too much into it, but the premise is a lot creepier than I think most give it credit for. Oh yeah, absolutely. Blood rituals? Come on, man. Ghosts? But if Them is noteworthy for one thing, it's for being where King Diamond really started getting mimetic. MEMETIC. The King's work has been cheesy since Merciful Fate's earliest days, but he really seemed to start playing it up here. The awkwardness over the entirety of Welcome Home and the cry of "Oh, I hate that bitch" at the end of A Broken Spell are unlike anything he'd done before, to say the least. It's charming enough to not be a deal breaker, but it would sure be nice to have a King Diamond discussion that didn't devolve into a series of Clerks 2 yelling. While Them is basically an extension of Abigail, its adherence to that album's core elements arguably ensured King Diamond's vitality as a distinct project. Featuring another full story demonstrated that Abigail wouldn't be a fluke or gimmick, and as much as the increased camp is a point of personal contention, it may have helped give the brand a distinct identity. It's a good one to grab for some festive Halloween metal fun. There you go. Kind of like what I was saying, having a kind of like a listening party. That'd be really cool, man. Yes, and wouldn't it be cool for a Halloween party theme? That would be awesome, man. Have a whole bunch of people over, sitting, chilling. It's Halloween. That'd be the shit, man. I think that's the theme that I'm gonna try and put together. I don't know if I'm gonna. I still haven't really had too many parties. You know, just mainly kind of like intimate little dinner parties, that sort of thing. No more than 10 people. I'm still really wary about the whole bug thing, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know when next I'm going to be actually hosting a big boom of a party. I haven't done that since the beginning of 2020. The damn bug. All right, man. That concludes our look at this really excellent concept album. Really good talent, musicianship-wise, concept-wise, story-wise. What I didn't get from here, Marker, you're going to have to tell me, or somebody who knows King Diamond will have to tell me, was it just him singing and then kind of overlapping the vocals, or were there two people singing? You know what I'm saying? You know, you've got the high-pitched vocals, which I believe is King Diamond, and then you've got the deeper bass baritone one. So, or is it just the same person? Let me know about that. I'm not sure. All right, man. That concludes our look at this excellent album. I'm just checking my notes here. I got reactions I got to hit up coming up this week. Jerry, Jeff, Hayoto, Jack, some new patrons, and some PayPal submissions that I've got to get to. So busy week coming up for me. Running a tad on the late side, so thanks for not pestering me. I appreciate that very much. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so coming up, man, I know that I've got some folk rock, got some soul grooves, and got some progressive metal. What else is coming up? Pretty much, I think that's it. And that's all I can remember, I should say. But yeah, man, I'm sure that there's some good stuff coming up. I've been really digging the variety on the channel, and it's one of the best things. It's the best thing about the channel is the variety. Gotta say though, sometimes the choice of recommendations is so way the hell out there that sometimes I just can't wrap my mind, my emotions, or anything around the music. So that's the only downside of variety, is that sometimes it's just really corny submissions or really way out crazy shit that I just can't get with. You know what I'm saying? So where it comes to pros, more pros than cons, but yeah, gotta say it, because sometimes I've actually went as far as suggesting to some people, hey, you know what? You and our taste in music is just way too far out there, and I am the gatekeeper for what my viewers, my listeners, I think that they would like. So I'm kind of using my judgment here on their behalf. So sorry, I'm just not going to post your recommendation on my platform. Some people get pissy and they get upset, but hey, that's just too bad, you know. It's just the way it goes. I use my discretion and I use my judgment. You know, there's some crazy shit out there that people recommend, you know, still not considering other people. It's only them who would like the shit, not anyone else. Someone, and of course I will never name drop, keeps insisting that I react to some tribal shit, some tribal sacrifice, some Aztec warrior tribal shit, and in the background there's like bones breaking, and you know that this is some real shit going on. And how in the hell can you think that the general majority would like something like that? You know what I'm saying? So this is the sort of thing that I got to deal with. So I got to say no quite often, just to try and keep it in parameters. People coming and turning my channel into some crazy ass circus. No, man. Baby metal? No. To hell with that shit. Anyways, thanks for joining me, everybody. This was really, really good. A really, really good concept album. Very, very well conceived, Marco. And thank you very much. I'm sure that a lot of people would really appreciate the idea of the concept album, especially given the great musicianship of this metal band. So that's what I'm talking about, shit like that in good taste. Anyways, you guys have a good one, man. Take care. And the next time you see me, you'll see me tomorrow. And who I got coming up? Yeah, so it'll be one of my new patrons, and if I have time to squeeze it in, it'll also be Jerry Squad. So failing that, it'll be one of the new patrons, and then Jerry right after, maybe the next day. So have a good one, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.